going to study about pregnancy period or gestation period. It is also called a gestation. The total duration of this gestation period or pregnancy is 280 days. I already told you during this pregnancy period, menstrual cycle will not take place. It will stop because after the uterus is prepared, the child is going to be developed. Now once again, I am going to take about it the uterus, because the complete pregnancy, the events, the changes are taking place in the uterus. Now this is the wall of the uterus, which is very thicker. Now anywhere it will be implanted. I will take it here. Now the progesterone is coming. Now the innermost layer of the uterus is called the endometrium. The innermost layer is called the endometrium. Now in a small region, the endometrium is keep on becoming thicker and thicker. Now how the endometrium is becoming thicker and thicker, you have to see. Inside the endometrium, the blood capillaries are present. The blood capillaries are kept in the form of coil, like spring. But during this preparation, the capillaries which are kept in the coiled form are stretching straight. So they are pushing the layer of cells, outermost cells to become. So all the blood vessels are becoming straight. So the endometrium is becoming thicker and thicker. This is called the preparation of endometrium with the help of a hormone called the progesterone. Now the fertilized egg is coming here. Now this is fertilized here. But once the fertilization is over, immediately the zygote is undergoing cell division. The zygote is undergoing cell division. Now first in the fallopian tube itself, one cell divides into two. Two cells will divide into four. Then four cells will be divided into 8. Normally it will be the 8 cell stage because it will take long time. So by that time when the embryo, now we have to call this is not zygote now, it is called the embryo. Whenever two cells are formed, it is called embryo. Now this embryo is by the time it is entering into uterus and it is implanted with the wall of the uterus where it is prepared. Now how many cells will be here? Totally 8 cells will be there. So the 8 cell stage, the implantation is taking place. Now after that the cells are keep on multiplying. The cells are keep on multiplying. 8 cells into 16, 16 into 32, doubling, keep on doubling. So 32 into 64, 64 into 128. Like that is keep on doubling. Finally, it is forming a structure. It is forming a structure. Now I'll take one part of this. Now this is the endometrium which is a thicker. Now here one spherical hollow ball-like structure is produced. This also in the introduction we have completed. It is called blastula. It is also called the blastocyst, where a single layer of a flattened cells will be there at the outermost region. One layer of flattened cells will be present. All the cells are flat. Okay? And also one mass of spherical cells will be present here. Okay, mass of spherical cells will be present. But remaining place is all empty cavity. Now the whole structure is called the blastocyst. It is called the blastocyst. Now in the blastocyst, two layers of cells will be there. Two types of cells will be there. One is flattened cells at the outer region. The flattened cells are called epiblasts. The flattened cells present at the outer region is called epiblast. And also the mass of spherical cells present inner, it is called the inner mass cells. Inner mass cells. Okay, now the pregnancy, during pregnancy what will happen? The inner mass cells will be developing into the fetus, growing baby. The outer layer, what is present, it is called the epiblast. It is going to develop into protective layers of the fetus. Protective layers which are covering it. So these are the. Now up to this, starting from each cell, up to the formation of this hollow blastula or blastocyst is called cleavage. The process is called cleavage. It is the first step. Okay, once the cleavage is over, what is going to happen? We have to see that. Now this mass of cells are going to develop into the fetus. So before we come to that, that is the mass of cells are undergoing repeated division. The inner mass cells are undergoing repeated division, and finally what will happen? it is becoming a gastrula. What is gastrula? We have to take. Now this is the wall of the uterus. Now this is the outer layer. I will enlarge this outer layer. I am not drawing the cells. We can imagine that. But here the inner mass of cells what are present here, they are changing into a hollow 3-layered structure. Now one layer is present outside. In the mass of cells they are completely changing. One layer is present inside. Now this is the inner one. The outer layer is called ectoderm. The inner layer is called endoderm. In the introduction we are studying endoderm. But slowly one more layer of cells will be formed in between. Here also one more layer will be formed. So the middle layer is called mesoderm. Okay, so 3 layers are formed. Now it is also hollow ball-like structure. Here cavity is present. Now this structure is called gastrula. This layer is called gastrula. But still it is attached with the wall of the uterus, with the endometrium. Now in this ectoderm, some organs are developed. Some organs are developed. In the endoderm also some organs will be developed, like the mesoderm. So now the pregnancy is mainly started already. The pregnancy is having 3 stages. 3 stages. The first one is first trimester. The second trimester, second one is called the second trimester. Third trimester. So 3 trimesters will be there. Trimester means 3 months. It is called a trimester. So second trimester, so 9 months they will say. 10th month only the delivery will take place. So we will take, what is the first trimester? During this first trimester, some organs are developed in the ectoderm like the skin, the brain, spinal cord, nerves, everything will be formed. That is called the ectoderm derivatives. Organs are developed. Endoderm. In the endoderm, 2 systems are developed. One is the digestive system of the child and another one is the respiratory system of the child. The endoderm will be developing it. Then the mesoderm, if you take all other organs like a heart, blood vessels, okay, then kidney, liver, everything will be formed. That is from the mesoderm. So from each layer, group of organs are developed. So the development of organs in the 3 layers is called organogenesis. Now in the introduction I told, genesis means formation or development. Organo means various organs. So by the end of first trimester, a small fetus is formed, not big size. Small fetus is formed with all the organs. All organs, but not organs are not well developed, not well grown. But in the smaller size form, they are all formed. In the ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, a miniature of the fetus is formed. That is called the first trimester. Then we are coming to the second trimester. What is happening? In the second 3 months. Now in the second 3 months, the organs are started growing, but important thing is, now the eyelids are formed. Very well, eyelids. Now the upper eyelid, lower eyelid. So far the eyes will be like butt. But now in the second trimester, eyelids and eyelashes will be formed and the eyelids will start moving. Okay, it will blinking. So that is the second trimester. Apart from that, over the skin, the hairs will be developed. Over the complete skin, hairs will be developed. Over the scalp, that is the head, the hairs will start grow. And also during the second trimester, the fetus is slowly showing some movement, heartbeat, etc. That is the second trimester. That means the child is completely developed. Then we are coming to the last one, third trimester. Now during this third trimester, what is happening is, already all the organs are developed, but all the sizes of the organs will be smaller. But now the entire fetus is growing bigger. That is called the growth of the fetus. Now it will take about 3 months. Now all the organs are increasing in size so that we can find a well-grown fetus in the uterus. Okay, the fetus, what is the form they give? Starting from the initial stage, we can say, now it is completely covered by 3 membranes produced by the outer layer, epiblast I said. What are they? You have to see. Now assume that this is the fetus, what is growing with the hand, leg, everything will be there. I am not drawing fully. Now upper eyelid, lower eyelid, everything will be there. Now this fetus is covered very closer with the one membrane. This is one membrane. Now it is one membrane. It is a double membrane actually. If you see with the microscope, it will be having 3 layers. It is a double membrane. Now this double membrane is called amnion. Okay, I label it to this side, amnion. Now this membrane is giving complete protection to the fetus. Not only that, this membrane is producing a fluid. The fluid is covering this fetus. Actually, the growing fetus is present in a liquid. The entire body of the fetus is covered by a liquid. Now the liquid what is produced by the amnion is called amniotic fluid. Now the amniotic fluid is having a lot of nutrients, supplying the nutrients, giving protection, giving proper temperature, everything for the fetus so that the fetus is comfortably growing inside. This is the first membrane. Then the second membrane I am going to see, it is a thick membrane and also a rough membrane. Okay, for diagrammatic representation I am drawing like this. It is a rough membrane, it is not very smooth. It is forming the outermost covering of this, of the fetus. Now the next membrane is called the chorion membrane. Okay, this chorion membrane is giving additional protection to the fetus, additional protection. But all these are membranes, amnion, chorion, and all elastic. When the fetus is growing, they will also expand. Uterus is also expanding, so that in the second trimester onwards, the abdomen of the pregnant female is enlarging. Okay, there is a chorion. 2 membranes we have completed. First one is amnion, second one is chorion. The third one is allantois. Now, by the time that what is present here, endometrium. The endometrium and the uterine tissue join together and they are forming a tube which is connected with the abdomen of the fetus. This tube is called the umbilical cord. Umbilical cord. Okay, it is a tubular connection. Now the umbilical cord is actually made up of fetus tissue, but at the junction here, the fetal tissue means baby tissue and the uterine tissue join together. I will explain about it. Then at the bottom of the umbilical cord, a bag-like structure is present, but slowly it will dissolve. Now this is called the yolk sac. Yolk sac. Sac means bag. Yolk is the reserved food. The reserved food will supply the food to the fetus to some extent. So the yolk is a supply. Yolk means food. So slowly the bag is contracting. But once the yolk is completely exhausted, after that the fetus will take the food from the mother's blood. So here a new tissue is formed between the wall of the uterus and the umbilical cord of the fetus. The new tissue is called the placenta. The new tissue is called the placenta. The placenta is partly made up of embryonic tissue and partly made up of uterine tissue, mother's tissue. Now it is a very important structure. Now what the placenta is doing, it is allowing the food materials from the mother's blood to pass through the umbilical cord so that the fetus is getting all the food materials, vitamins, minerals, everything. And the next one is that is through the placenta, oxygen is also entering into the fetus body. Mother is supplying oxygen. So the fetus will get energy. Then the fetus is producing a lot of waste. The waste materials will be taken through the umbilical cord and through placenta, the waste materials will be deposited into the mother's blood. So mother's blood will take it to the kidney and excrete. So this placenta and the umbilical cord will make a passage between the mother's blood and the fetus blood. Food material and oxygen will come to fetus, waste materials will go to mother's blood. So for exchange will take place. So constant supply of food will be there. So the fetus is growing. Once the fetus is completely enlarged, the pregnancy period will be over. 280 days will be over. After the 280 days, the fetus is ready for delivery. After 280 days only we can call this as a baby. Till then it is called a fetus. Okay, the fetus is completely growing, all the organs are developed, everything is over. Now the fetus is ready. Now till this end, we are calling it as pregnancy period, or it is a period of gestation, 280 days. It is having 3 trimesters, first, second and third. So pregnancy is over. Now this